Recently, Samsung invited me to Galaxy Unpacked, and it was a surreal experience for me. It was my first ever trip abroad with a brand. Samsung hooked me up with a new device, thank you Samsung. And it was just overall amazing hanging out with fellow content creators.
Yeah.
I got to hang out with people like Andres Vedoza, as well as Jan Robin and Carl Conrad. And Samsung put together a whole schedule on this trip so that our days were packed full of fun things to do. But most importantly, it was just really fun to hang out with the boys. And honestly, it kind of felt like a school trip for content creators. On this trip, I get hands-on with the new devices, apart from the S25 Edge, of course. None of us saw that coming. So come along with me on this trip, let's take a look at the new devices and some of the fun stuff we got up to on this adventure. Oh, and I'd appreciate it if you guys subscribe. I am trying to get 100k subscribers this year. The flight wasn't too long, it was around 6 hours from Toronto Pearson to San Francisco. I got a lot of work done and it was nice to just bond with some other content creators. I've seen a lot of these guys online, but I've never really met them in the flesh. Galaxy Unpacked is hosted in San Jose, so that is actually where we stayed. It's around an hour on a bus, not too bad. One thing I noticed is the roads are in such good condition here. And the sunset was beautiful, especially the temperature. It's pretty cold in Toronto right now, so it was really nice to not need to wear a jacket. Samsung booked us all into the same hotel. It was the San Jose Hilton. This place was really nice. There was a bit of an event going on, so it's kind of rowdy, but Samsung covered all our expenses for things like snacks, as well as eating out in the daytime. I got a high room, which I really wanted because it just makes for better photos, and I grabbed an awesome picture out this window on my R6.
When the night comes crawling.
So day 2, Samsung actually brought us to an exclusive hands-on event where we could take some more footage of the devices for our upcoming videos. So we're all embargoed, so we couldn't release the video until Unpacked itself. It was super nice to see behind the scenes of how everyone creates. And so to me, this event was not only about the phones, but also just bonding with those that I look up to and taking advice from them. Some of the new online exclusive colors are amazing. I really love this full stealth black. So the standard black has the silver sides, but this one here is fully blacked out, and this thing looks sexy AF. I also had to play around with the Galaxy Watch Ultra. Personally, I wish it had a physical rotating bezel or a crown because this is an Ultra watch, so you want to use it in like extreme conditions when you're not always able to touch the display. I feel like the computing student inside of me definitely came out at this event. As soon as they pulled out all the components and showed the improvements to the vapor chamber, I was all over it because that's what we like to see, right? Better performance, better cooling. But yeah, a small group of us, we just took a bunch of the Ultra phones in all the different colors and we put them together on a table so you guys can see the whole lineup. So going from the left to right, we have titanium gray, titanium silver blue, titanium white silver, titanium black, titanium jet black, and titanium jade green. They also have a titanium pink gold, but I didn't even see that. We somehow missed that at this event. I'm sure it was around there somewhere, but nobody could find it. I actually really appreciate the rounded corners on the Ultra. I just prefer the phone being less sharp, and it's still not quite as rounded as the standard S25 and S25 Plus. Those phones definitely have an iPhone feel to them. This is the phone in the new rose gold type color. I think it looks really good, and all of the colors are very subtle this year. I feel like hardware-wise, these phones are so similar to last year, and the main difference that most manufacturers are pushing is just software improvements due to new processors and new AI capabilities. And I must admit, it was pretty impressive to see all the new Gemini features that are exclusive to Samsung.
Cool. So now that the camera's up, I'm going to take a picture, attach it to this conversation, and then start a live conversation with Gemini Live. Let's take that snap, attach it. Hey, based on the ingredients in this fridge, what can I make for dinner?
With the fresh veggies and herbs in there, you could make a really delicious pesto pasta. You could also do a roasted vegetable sheet pan dish with the sweet potatoes, broccoli, and carrots.
Hey, can you find me pet-friendly vegan restaurants in San Jose and send the options to Tony Kim?
Now Gemini can actually interact with your apps on your smartphone, so you can basically generate a request and then add it to your calendar or send it to your friend. And I also got to take a look at the new circle to search feature, which has more tabs for fine-tuning your search, and there's even a drop-down menu with various filters. I think the most useful one to me as a content creator is the new audio eraser. This just allows you to remove various stems of audio from your video. So you can turn down the nature sounds or a busy crowd, or you can turn down your vocals or background music and really isolate and fine-tune what you want to be in the video. All of these new AI features are really nice and all, and I enjoyed playing around with them. It's fun to test them out, but I can't help but feel that I'm never ever going to use these on a daily basis.
We can try all of them, we can play around.
Try the link, whatever the LinkedIn one was.
The watercolor one seems to be popular.
Very professional.
Different colors, might give you slightly different clothes.
Wow, okay.
And it's really cool and all, but how often am I actually going to use that? So after filming some content, me and the guys got an Uber, we went to a mall, just did some shopping, grabbed some lunch, and overall we just had a fun time playing around, relaxing, and capturing some vlog-like content.
Alien, bro. What?
No way.
That is hilarious. Oh my god.
We actually hit up the Cheesecake Factory because, you know, we had our expenses to claim back. So we went all out on lunch, even though we're eating dinner in a couple hours from now. But yeah, outside looks so beautiful. I really appreciate the sunshine, the warmth, as well as the palm trees. It felt really good to just walk outside and not be cold. I really do have to give a big thanks out to Samsung Canada and Edelman, the agency that Samsung use. You can really tell they put a lot of thought into this trip and they wanted us to genuinely have a good time. They took us out for a really nice meal where we all sort of bonded. We got a steak and some cocktails and some wine. And they even hired us a party bus to drive us around and wait for us between venues, which was just crazy. After dinner, we went and played Topgolf. This is my first ever time doing this. So day 2, I ventured out to San Francisco, had to go check out the downtown. There's a lot of things there, like the self-driving Waymo cars. I wanted to try In-N-Out. I wanted to take some photos of Golden Gate. And honestly, I'm only like an hour away, so I felt like, come on, I need to go check it out at least. As soon as I got off the metro, I saw so many Waymo cars just driving around by themselves. It was crazy. So I downloaded the Waymo app. It took a couple minutes to set up, and it was about $13 for a 15-minute ride, which definitely isn't too bad. Something crazy is the car has your initials on the top, it waits for you, and you can kind of control the door locking as well as all the settings and preferences from your phone. A lot of people, they worry about self-driving cars, but for me, I felt completely safe, completely fine in this car. I've seen them whizzing around, and honestly, it drives better than a lot of people.
Please tell me now. I'm feeling low, so let me know I'm in it to the end. Love fading out, I'm falling apart. I can't begin searching to saturate feet.
So right now, this is day 2 of my Galaxy Unpacked trip. Today was a free day. Most of the other creators just stayed in and, you know, they worked on their edits, but I didn't really work like that. I like to be out and about, to feel the vibe, the atmosphere of the place. And I just worked in some cafes, grabbed something to eat, went for a walk, and just shot a bunch of nice B-roll. for my video. And I just love like the vibes, the aesthetic. Like I just want to relax a little bit on this trip. I don't want to just grind away and just burn out, because I've been doing that a lot.
After being down at the beach, the sun was setting, and I just felt like I really should get back to San Jose. Like, we're going out for dinner, it takes an hour to get back, and I don't really know how safe San Francisco is once it goes dark.
Yeah, just hop in. Let me just, think you have to unlock, yeah. We are good.
Good to see you, Matt. Heading to 1100 Lombard Street. Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened. For any questions, press the call support button to speak with a rider support agent.
But yeah, it was just super fun watching these Waymos drive around. Honestly, if I lived here, I would use these things all the time. Later in the day, I met up with Andres, Jan, and RJ. We just sat in the hotel and like edited on our laptops. We had to get our content ready for release, which was tomorrow, the date of Unpacked.
Best Buy Canada. Yeah. I'm gonna go behind it.
As soon as I arrived at this venue and I saw all the signage and all the hype and all the creators, there's so many people I recognized, it really did hit me like, Matt, you're at Galaxy Unpacked. Like, this is crazy. I really never thought that YouTube would take me as far as it has done in terms of traveling, connecting, all these opportunities. They're purely because of YouTube, and it's the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Letting you create like never before. And the best part? All of these features are available across the entire Galaxy S25 lineup, from the base model to the Plus. In short, it's a true AI companion.
Something that really surprised all of us was right after the event, they were like, oh, not over yet, S25 Edge. And yeah, that really threw us off because we knew nothing about that device. Like, we knew about all the other phones, we signed waivers, but they kept this one secret even from the content creators. But yeah, we still don't know a lot about it. We just know it's a little bit thinner and it has a kind of funky camera layout. But yeah, the aftermath of the event was insane. Like, everyone wanted to get down there, wanted to get hands on. Everyone was like rushing over to the S25 Edge table. And yeah, boy, I couldn't even get close. It was crazy. So yeah, this is as close as I could get, guys. But it looks pretty interesting. It looks like a super thin phone. There is no edge screen like you would think because of the name. I also got to see the new VR headset. This thing looks really promising. Software-wise, it looks great, and it's packing Gemini as well, so it can do things without even you needing to touch them. Straight from Unpacked, we had to rush to the airport in order to get our flight. And even though this was just a few days away, I honestly had the best time. And this is definitely going to be something that I never forget. So Samsung just hooked your boy up with the S25 Ultra. So let's unbox it together. I've genuinely had my hands on devices so much this week. It kind of takes away the excitement a little bit. How do I open this? There we go. But this color I have right now is the titanium silver blue. This thing's actually really beautiful. So when it catches the light, it has like a really nice purple baby blue color. And then when you look at it straight on, it has like just a silver look, which I really like. So all the colors were beautiful this year. And yeah, not a lot of difference in terms of the design. They just kind of rounded off the corners here. And it does feel a lot better. It hurts less when you're holding the device, especially digging in this part of your hand. It's a lot more comfortable. But yeah, you can still distinctively tell it is an Ultra phone for sure. You still got the S Pen down here in a matching blue color. Something that people are talking about is they've removed the Bluetooth connectivity on the S Pen. Yeah, they did actually remove that. So you're kind of lacking features in that regard. And boy, I love the premium feel of this phone. This is one of the nicest looking phones, I feel. And all the colors are just really muted. They're all really subtle, which is nice. I feel like you couldn't really go wrong with any of the colors. Normally you get some chargers and other things in the box, so let's just see. I'm assuming you're gonna have the standard charging cable, SIM ejector tool. Man, I remember when Samsung used to love us, you know, they used to give us all the accessories. Same with all the other phone manufacturers, of course. So side by side, I have my iPhone 16 Pro Max next to the S25 Ultra. As you can see, S25 Ultra is a little bit bigger, about the same thickness it looks, honestly. But yeah, basically it's a bigger form factor phone. It's gonna feel bigger when you're holding it. And yeah, you got a 6.9 inch display on here, which is awesome. So I'm gonna power it on. I'm gonna swap my SIM over. I'm gonna basically get it set up and ready to go. And then I'm gonna use this for at least the next couple weeks just to see how I like it. I would really like to move over to Samsung and just rock it full time for at least 6 months to try it out. So far, I am really loving this new phone. Like S25 Ultra really is the king of smartphones. Like it's got it all when it comes to like the software experience with One UI 7. It's got all the latest Google features. It's got some of the best cameras. I feel like they don't quite live up to expectation. Like they're kind of similar to last year. They haven't really improved too much other than the ultra wide. And when I compared the zoom with my Pixel 9 Pro XL, the Pixel was actually better for some reason. So I don't really know about that. Also, I attended a Samsung boiler room. I took some photos there as well, and I just found overall the camera seems to overexpose. So a lot of the time I take photos, I have to tap and swipe down the brightness, which is super annoying. Other than those minor things that can be fixed by a software update, performance, battery life, the screen on this thing, like man, the screen is crazy. Just the level of brightness and that anti-reflective coating, it just makes for the best viewing experience. So yeah, thank you for coming along on this journey. I really hope you enjoyed it. And remember to subscribe and stick around for my full review of this S25 Ultra.